Hello, first fantasy friend. Thank you for stopping by today. I am currently working on a personal project, taking a break from my commission. The moment I am down to one commission, which is kind of nice because that leaves me open for these personal ideas and thoughts. But I am just checking in with you. How are you? How are you doing? We are BFFs, so be honest. It's alright to have bad days. I'm kind of in the middle at the moment with mine. Some days it's fantastic, and other days, ooh, I could pull my hair out. Like, what was that? But I have a lot to be thankful for, so I'm trying to not let my, I don't know what you would call it, darkness or depression or moodiness. Maybe I'm just moody. It's definitely a possibility. But right now I'm working on a coloring page actually. This is going to be maybe like a follow along. I'm not really sure just yet what I'm going to do with it, but I like the idea of if somebody wants to, they could paint the same thing or the same patterns or colors or whatever that I'm doing. But I also love the idea if somebody did their own and it turned out completely different. So it's basically what I'm going for, is just like options. Just would like to see what else people are able to create. So I thought a coloring page would be a nice kind of start to that. It's taking a lot longer than I anticipated. I thought this would be easy peasy, but I'm finding that I'm getting very flustered, like I want it to be absolutely perfect, and like it's clearly not going to be like the original because I'm tracing over it, basically. I don't know how to explain it. And there's quite a lot of detail. So this is a neurographic piece that I drew out a couple days ago. I'm going to record painting it, and this will be the follow along if you wanted to. But basically I scanned it into Procreate and toned down the opacity to my piece and created a second layer on top. So my hope is that when I finally print it, I can take my layer out completely. So there's no like yellow background like the color of the page. Sometimes like when you scan projects and stuff, and try to print them, it has a color for the page. The computer tries to print out everything, and I don't want that, especially if someone's going to add, especially if someone's going to print it out on like watercolor paper or cardstock or something like that. Like, I don't want it to be overwhelmed to the point that, you know, using tons of ink and that just won't be fun to paint on and use a lot of ink. So my thoughts are, for this piece, is for it to be neon in color. I found some pastel colors that I liked that are very bright and happy neon-y. I kind of wanted to be like psychedelic pictures that I've seen. I have done one other piece that were psychedelic colors, and it was a request, it was a commission. I had so much fun with that piece, and I haven't been able to do another one like it. So I'm creating my own. But yeah, I just wanted to check in with you and see how you were doing. I know there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and it can be stressful. So the commission that I'm working on is it involves a lot of chakras, and so lots of color, and it's proving to be difficult, or more difficult than I anticipated originally when I was like, colors. I was so excited. But I found that when I was trying to map everything out and adding in things, the background didn't go with the chocolate colors. You know, obviously chocolate colors are like the basic rainbow, you know what I mean? So there's quite a lot of range. But if I add, say, just a purple background, then you also have like orange and yellow and red, and it has to look good with the background. I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but either way, I was getting very, very frustrated, and I want to enjoy it because the idea is so, you know, beautiful. It's going to be a Mother's Day gift, so I'm super excited about it. I just am struggling with it as well, which is good. Challenges are good, right? Challenges, very, very good. And then I am also trying to figure out my coffee shop possibilities of selling PDF files, but I just don't know what I would sell, you know what I mean, like as a PDF, I don't know. Bonker says hello, by the way. He loves meeting my friends. So, he's an orange tabby, exceptionally talkative. Don't mind him. So I'm also working on trying to figure out jewelry. I like the idea of being able to create small pieces of art and have people wear them. it would be really neat. Originally, I was looking into resin, but honestly, it stresses me out. First of all, the chemicals. So I would have a limited time to create things, because obviously I have my daughter most of the time, and the idea of, obviously resin around a child is horrible. Like the chemical smells and things like that. And then I guess they're very sensitive if you have too much of it or too little, or like the weather can affect it and all kinds of things. So that has been holding me back. But I had a friend bring shrinky dinks over. Do you know what shrinky dinks are? And that kind of opened a possibility. It was like a neat idea. It's like plastic. You can draw on it, different colors, add things. Like if I drew something simplistic but cute, and then I can use my light box and replicate it. So draw it over and over and over again, and then color it in. So I've used coloring pencils, which is really pretty. They've done very well, even shrinking wise. And then I also did markers. The markers that I used did not work entirely well. They turned out very dark. I don't know if maybe permanent markers would have been better. I'm not sure. But either way, I think I like the coloring pencil part, but when it's shrunk down, technically the piece is done, the pencil was still loose, if that makes sense. So like, it was already shrunk, the piece is finished, touch the pendant, and the pencil residue came off. So I'm back to thinking about resin again, because how do I keep the picture from being removed? Obviously, it doesn't have to be a perfect replica, but if we're going to be following along with each other, you know what I mean? Like, I want it to be somewhat similar. I also want to try silk painting. I've always wanted to paint on fabric. I didn't like a lot of the mediums. I have dyed fabric before, which was fun, and just like tie-dye kits. We usually do them at camp, which is a lot of fun altogether, because you can see a giant group and all the variations that people come up with. I've never painted on a fabric to make pictures or scenes or flower decor or anything, decorations. So I've wanted to try it for a while, but I don't like anything. I don't like acrylics. I have tried acrylics on paper before, and that was not enjoyable. I'm not really sure why, but my brain cannot comprehend it. So I don't remember how it came up actually, but somehow I fell on silk, and the way that I've seen silk artists paint, it reminds me a lot of watercolor. So I feel like maybe I could transition into it. I say that, but I'm sure someone could tell me the same thing about acrylics. I already have a few colors of silk paint. I just need to gather some actual silk and it's kind of been holding me back at the moment because I have yet to find any. I put on Instagram kind of like a question out to the world to see if there was anything that I should be aware of from other silk painters. Like I was like, hey, I'm gonna try this. What do you guys think? What should I know? And one person did respond, but all they said was like, oh, just grab some good quality silk and then have fun. And I went to my local Joann Fabrics actually, and they were like, no, only polyester here. So, snag, you know what I mean? This is gonna take forever. It's kind of therapeutic. It's just slightly frustrating only because I've already drawn it. Like it's right in front of me. Like it's right here. But if, like I said, if I just scanned it and just let people use the actual photograph to go off of, it's gonna have that yellow tint to it, and it's just not gonna be as welcoming to draw, as nice and to paint and draw. So, just in that amount of time, this is what we have. This is where we need to go. Is it gonna be worth it? It is nice that this is a possibility, to be able to trace over your art piece like this, and like in some ways, now that it's uploaded, I could have two editions. So I could have the watercolor edition, and then I could have a Procreate edition too, where you just like fill it in, kind of like a paint by numbers. That would be cool too. I was also thinking about hiding things in this piece. But as long as this is taking, I don't know if I'll get to that. But I thought that would be neat if there were maybe words, like figures or something, like an eye, or I think that's probably an idea that I got from Johanna Password, her coloring book that I've been doing. She has a lot of hidden objects, or some of them aren't hidden, they're like in plain sight, but it's still a scavenger hunt throughout her coloring books. Such a neat idea. If I can stick to one section at a time, it's not as bad, but if I try to get, like if I follow one specific line, I just get lost. can start out so smooth and then I just lose it. So I'm doing this in a lighter tone than black. It's not exceptionally lighter right now. I'm hoping that I can tone it down to like a gray, because if someone does again decide to paint this, I don't know what kind of medium they're going to use. And I want them to be able to have their choice, like if they decide they want to do something lighter, they can choose to go over this line with lighter colors. They could. I have seen one artist that used the lines to be, I think they were like blue, so then the rest of it was, you know, teals and greens and stuff. It's really neat. And obviously if I design it black, then it will be harder for another artist to change the color that way, especially if they're not tech savvy. I'm sure there are other ways that you could do it yourself. Just wanted it to be less work on whoever decides to color along. I got lost again. I'm at the middle of the page and I started at the bottom. After I just got done telling you. Well, I think that's it for this hangout. Going to tackle some more of this. Yeah, this is gonna be a while. But I was just checking in with you and doing some idle chit chat, some ideas. Let me know if you want to do the digital version or the where you print your own. And we can catch up later, BFF. Thank you for stopping by, and if you are interested in seeing what is up, head over to the coffee shop. I'm doing little blog blurbs over there, just writing out thoughts and ideas and updating on other projects I'm doing. It's just nice to hang out. So thank you again, and we'll talk soon. See you later, Brush Fantasy friend.